Is having TTV in your username desperate or cringe? Let's find out together. My name is Fabio Suave, and today we are going to be reviewing a Reddit post that I came across that, well, basically just irked me. And it wasn't the Reddit post itself, it was the responses therein. Let's take a look. This was posted to the r/Twitch subreddit, begging the question, is putting TTV in your username desperate? Many of the responses said yes, and considering that this is an entire community based solely on other streamers, I'm really perplexed as to why everybody feels this way. Before we even get started with the responses, I have to tell you guys, I don't think this is right. I don't think that having TTV in your name is desperate or embarrassing or cringe. And considering that this is a subreddit entirely based on streamers, I'm so confused as to why the majority of these comments are saying otherwise. So we're just gonna get right into reading a few and we'll see what they say, and I'll give my thoughts on each response. This person says, like, if I'm legit skilled as hell, I'd put TTV no doubt, but I'm garbage, so nah, I'd look desperate. I don't think you would look desperate even though you have TTV in your name and you're not cracked at what you do. It's okay to not be like top level at video games. Only the top like 10th% of a player base is pro in anything that has a competitive scene. I think the overall purpose of having TTV in your name is an opportunity to put yourself out there for growth. And if you're not having fun with your streaming, if you're not doing it to just, broadcast yourself and be out there, if you're doing it with the purpose of grinding to become competitive or to be the best at whatever it is that you do, then sure, maybe don't put TTV in there if you're not ready to showcase that to the world. But to say that you're desperate because you'll have to forgive me for getting a little tripped up on my own words. It's just that this is such a weird concept that I'm not grasping. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe it really is cringe, but we'll figure this out together. But I'm garbage, so nah, I'd look desperate. Just have fun with your streaming, man. You can put TTV in your name and be trash at something. People aren't here to necessarily, see you be the best. That's what they watch the pros that already have hundreds of thousands of followers for. You don't have to have skill in something to put TTV in your name. People are gonna show up to the stream and hopefully stay for who you are as a person, maybe not even necessarily your gameplay. Yep, I had it a long time ago. In every single game, didn't help more than just bringing people that want to see if I cheat or not, but yeah, never saw them come back again. It is true that you may not have the greatest retention rate, but that goes for the whole platform, like in general. Like, people can come and go at any time and not follow you or hardly even interact. Whenever you see your viewer count go up and down by a couple, that could just be a few people browsing the game category, popping in to see what you're all about and deciding, on to the next one, and then they go. TTV in your name doesn't really change that or not. It's odd to see that you think that people want to come into your stream to see if you're cheating. That's odd. You literally can't stream yourself cheating. That's like banned material, I'm pretty sure. But if people pop into your stream to say hi or GG's, that's the most you can pretty much ask for if you have TTV in your name. I wouldn't expect everybody that comes to say hi to also follow. To have a 100% retention rate like that would be astronomical. You'd have to be the most charismatic streamer that anybody has ever come across in order for that to be the case. So that point I feel as if is just a little bit moot. Yeah, of course some people are never gonna come back to your stream after they pop in to see what you're all about. That doesn't matter whether or not you have TTV in your name. Senpai2141 says, it's desperate. If you have to ask, it is. That is entirely your opinion. Again, I am failing so hard to see what exactly is so wrong with having TTV in your name. All it is that I'm letting you know that I stream. And amongst a community of fellow streamers, why are the streamers themselves saying having TTV in your name is desperate? The math just ain't mathin' for me, people. Let's keep going. I understand the logic, but people just use it to troll you. It's corny. TTV, BTW, yeah, that's like a fake username. 99.9% of the time, I just see people who get killed by the streamer to go to their stream and troll. I have had a couple trolls in my games, which are very easily dealt with a swift strike of the ban hammer. Anybody that I don't want to be in my stream, or at least don't want chatting in my stream, will not be chatting in my stream because I have the power to make them go away. And even if they are like a potentially new viewer, if they're only there to spread negativity, then I have no problem with making you go away. Having TTV in your name and dealing with trollers is kind of hand in hand. You almost have to expect that you will be dealing with such a thing, at least within the Twitch or video game community, because they are full of trolls, because people like to troll, and that is something that we all just kind of have to live and understand and deal with. Even though I wish that wasn't the case, it would be amazing if everybody was just nice enough to not fuck with people. But that's not the world we live in, unfortunately. Some people find it hilarious to fuck with people. It makes their day that they ruin somebody else's in some way, shape, or form. I feel like it only ever brings negative attention and stream sniping, to be honest. Yes and no. I've been stream sniped for having TTV in my name before. It has brought me some negative attention, again, from the last remark from trollers, but it is never almost exclusively a negative experience. I've gotten a lot of followers just from having TTV in my name, and that's all that this is about, like the advertisement for potential growth, right? That's doing its job. I've gotten new friends and followers and longtime, people in my community from having TTV in my name from whichever game I might have been playing. It's never always negative. Like putting TTV in your game name, you're asking to be trolled / stream sniped. That's not what we're asking for. If you see TTV in somebody's name and you take it as like a challenge to like ruin their gameplay experience or even cheat, you're just a horrible person. Look at this shameless self-promo flair. Having TTV in your name is asking to get trolled. What are we talking about here? Like, what are we doing? But I have to reiterate, especially from the last person, it's not always negative. It's not always negative. I wouldn't even say it's more negative than positive. Allow me to show you guys. We're gonna have a little bit of streamception here because I'm dragging my OBS in here. Just a couple days ago, I got all three of these followers within about an hour of each other just from having TTV in my name on the game that I was playing. We were trying out the new Shatterline game. My username on there was TTV Fabio Suave, and a couple people that I played with popped in to say GG's. We ended up talking about the game, and they ended up following, saying they really like the vibes and they'll be back for more. And I said that's great, because we play a ton of other stuff other than Shatterline that I hope you like. I said Valorant was one of the games, and they were like, oh, I play Valorant too. This is awesome. I'd love to see you live again. And they followed. It's not always negative. I can't say it enough at this point, but I'm not going to say it anymore for just the sake of length in this video and just being repetitive. I hate being repetitive. I'll admit it, I never really liked it when other streamers have done it. Why? Why? What does it matter to you what other streamers are doing? Stay in your own lane. Why do you care what other streamers are doing? It always came across as desperate, and every streamer I took a look at that had it in the game name seemed the same kind of person. They'd be sitting there, not saying anything at all, with audible mouth breathing, with their tongue showing while typing up something unseen with very audible keyboard sounds. Recently, though, I've considered doing it, not out of desperation. I'm happy where my channel is, and even then it's still growing decently well, but I do sometimes think that maybe I'd meet some pretty cool people through it. Listen, you can be that streamer who's mouth breathing really loudly and not engaging with their non-existent chat. That's another one that we can talk about another day. The stigma between, being talking to chat and engaging with chat when nobody's there. Anyway, you can be this person without TTV in your name. You could find anybody like that on Twitch. There are a million one viewer Andys just like that don't have TTV in their name. And at the same rate, people like me with TTV in their names who aren't like this, you can find them as well. It's all about personal experience. You can be a bad streamer without TTV in your name. You can be a bad streamer with or without TTV in your name. But to mention your own community and your own growth in the same sentence as saying this is desperate, but also turning around and saying that you might do it, just shows that you see the potential for growth that's there. I really would love to break the stigma that we have as having TTV in your username as being desperate. And then here comes Mac Academy, desperate as hell. My brother in Christ, you yourself are an affiliate. You probably need TTV in your name if you want to keep growing. Like, I don't know what you stream for. I don't know if you do it for fun. I don't know if you do it with the intent of like building a larger community. But you're not going to do that if you think advertising your stream is desperate. Definitely desperate. The only time I see it used is to promote mediocre but often less than that content. Jafari, let's check out you. What is your streaming content like? What are you doing? Because you mean to tell me that every TTVer you come across is putting out mediocre content? What do you do? Just art. Okay, I'm not gonna knock that. I don't watch art streams. You're already not for me, but I'm not gonna call you mediocre. You also have less followers than I do by like a couple hundred, so I don't see how you have any room to call what's what mediocre. If we were to peek into this, and get past to this 15-second ad that won't load. Okay, so you draw cats.
Oh man.
Great, glad you're
Gosh, I
having.
have such like non-existent energy today, not gonna lie. Like, my energy today is just not there.
Uh-huh. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jay. I'm not going to stoop to a level where I put a label on that streamer as mediocre or not, but to say that with your Twitch literally tagged on Reddit is essentially the same thing. You don't have to have TTV in your username, you know, on a video game to be desperate or whatever. You have it here on Reddit where everybody else can see. It's the exact same thing. And I don't want to call you mediocre, but that's just like, I hope we see the irony in this is what I'm getting at. If you play multiplayer, it's kind of dumb to not do it while growing. Okay, we have somebody who's in agreement with how I feel about this. I play Apex a lot, which is overfilled by streamers. If I do a good play/game, people that get killed or teammates I know I'm streaming from the TV in my name, they come by. Yeah, a lot of my followers/viewers have been from a simple TV in game. It's free advertising, and I feel the other ways of marketing yourself is more desperate, TBH. This is a great point, Stumpy L. I'm glad that they brought this up. The secret to growing on Twitch, and when I learned this myself, I watched a streamer and a YouTuber by the name of Ashney Christ. If you're looking into getting started in streaming, I highly recommend giving them a watch, as well as Harris Heller, formerly known as Alpha Gaming, now known as Senpai Gaming. Those were two really big streamers whose videos I binged before I got started watching streaming, and there was one thing that Ashney Christ said that almost made me contemplate if I really wanted to get into this, and that is, the secret to growing on Twitch is pushing your platforms literally everywhere else. You cannot simply just grow on Twitch. That's one of the main reasons why it's great to have TTV in your username on a video game, especially on a multiplayer server-based platform, you know, game, because then people can see you on that game and come by your Twitch. People can see you on YouTube and come by your Twitch. They may see you on Twitter, come by on your Twitch. Your friends, family, acquaintances on Instagram see that you stream and may come by your Twitch. The search engine and the algorithm for finding streamers on big AAA title games is so dog shit, nobody is going to scroll all the way to the bottom to see you with two other viewers playing Apex. It's exactly what this person said. I play Apex a lot. It's overfilled by streamers. So having TV in my name lets teammates and other people, you know that I stream, they come by and they say, hey, sometimes they follow. That's exactly what this is for, and everybody is calling it desperate. Holy shit, people. Stumpy, your name may be Stumpy L, but you're Stumpy W in my books. I appreciate this sentiment. It makes a name longer unnecessarily, but that's just my take, as I wouldn't be bothered looking that up, but in some case, that might invite a few unfavorable viewers and players. We've already covered that latter part. We have talked about how TTV can sometimes invite trolls or even toxic people. We get that. We've been over that. That's a risk we're willing to take, and that's already been established. This person says they wouldn't even bother looking that up. That's entirely valid. That's totally okay. At that point, if you feel that way, it doesn't matter what your opinion is on having TTV in your username. You're not going to look that person up anyway, so who cares? That's part of the beauty of this whole thing is, you know, at the end of the day, who cares? Have TTV in your name? Don't. Doesn't matter to anybody else but whoever's going to be popping into your stream and possibly becoming part of your community. I think it's desperate, especially when I see someone at the same rank as me or something and I'm just like, I suck, that means you suck, I wouldn't be promoting that, LOL. See? Why you gotta shit on somebody's parade? What if that person is having the time of their lives at whatever low rank you may be in this video game? If you both suck, at least they're having fun sharing that, like, with their friends or maybe their community that could either be laughing along with them or even helping them get better. It's not uncommon for people to give advice on games whenever you're streaming something and you may be struggling. That being said, I do have TTV at the end of my TikTok username. Okay, great. Okay, so we're being a little bit hypocritical here. Since the whole goal of other social medias while being a streamer is to bring people from other sources to your channel, this person gets what I was just explaining. So why are you going to say that it's desperate and then bring your level of skill into this? Like, that's not what's important. Nobody streams exclusively because they're great at something. People just want to have fun. I feel like if someone likes my clip and sees TTV, they might swing by the channel. Doesn't matter to me if anyone comes by or not from it, but I feel like out of game, it's a decent way to say, hey, if you liked this, you can see more actually live on my Twitch. Great. So this person ultimately agrees. There's nothing wrong with just having it out there. So, you know, why even start this statement by agreeing you think it's desperate? It's just perplexing. And even with your Twitch right here, like, you know, you get it. In video games, or at least the one I stream, it's a great way to bring new people into your community, but also a way people can target you. I'd say 30% of my community has come from TTV in my name. I do agree with Blinded Bandits here. This is something... yeah, this is right on the nose of where we've been going this entire time. Ultimately, these are my thoughts. This was my initial response the moment that I came across this thread in real time. I personally don't give a shit how it comes off. I don't understand why people say it's desperate. If you find having TTV in your name is embarrassing or something, then you should be embarrassed to be a streamer altogether. People pop in my streams saying, hey, they were just in my game, or to say GG's all the time. Many even follow. Sure, you get the occasional scraggler who will only come in just to say they shit on you, but that nail is easily fixed with a ban hammer. Who cares? You know what, Fabio? I agree. Who cares? It can all be fixed by banning people. I think my favorite point that I made there is, if you think it's desperate to have TTV in your gaming username, then you should be embarrassed to be streaming. Twitch is a broadcasting service. The entire purpose of being on Twitch is to be seen. If you are saying that it's cringe or desperate or embarrassing to put yourself out there and the fact that you stream, then why are you streaming? I really can't believe all the people here today that said it's cringe to put TTV in your name that all have Twitches and channels that they're trying to grow themselves. Especially Jafari coming out of left field saying that it's normally just mediocre people. Hello? If you're passionate about something, you are going to put all of your energy into making sure that everybody that might like your passion or just like what you've got going on finds you. At the end of the day, there is nothing wrong with having TTV in your name. Just put it out there. If you get any trolls, ban them, and move on with your stream. You're not any less of a streamer for having it in your username, and you can even potentially see growth from it. But that just about wraps up my thoughts on this Reddit thread. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter what you do. You can have TTV in your name, you cannot. It doesn't matter, but it's definitely not cringe to want to grow and promote yourself. But speaking of promoting yourself, I hope you guys maybe find the time to find me over at my Twitch channel as well, twitch.tv/Fabio Suave. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to hear your thoughts about it, or maybe even if you disagree with me while I'm live, or just leave a comment here on this video and we can talk about it that way. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and I'll catch you guys on Twitch. See you next time.